And now we're coming to the end of the year 2023 with our latest and greatest market update for Sarasota and Manatee counties. Let's get into the 5 metrics that we measure. These metrics are going to explain what's really happening from month to month in the Sarasota real estate market. Okay, our first metric is an easy one. It is the total closed sales. This is the number of homes that have been sold. Now we're comparing from October to November, and unfortunately, once again, we have less sales than the prior month. October had 1,608. November had 1,583. That represents a 1.6% decrease. Now, the month before, we had an almost 10% decrease. So this is a lot better, but it's still not good. Now, our second metric is the median sales price, and thankfully we didn't have this crazy drastic change. Now, usually what I look for in this metric is across the board for single family homes and condos for both counties, Sarasota and Manatee. If I see something that is all green or all red, then it gives me a good representation of what's actually happening. But this time we had 2 up, 2 down, and yes, we did have our Sarasota condos go up in price. So let me explain what happened. We had a condo that finished completion, that was a luxury condo, and a whole bunch of sales got added to our entire pool of sales. So the median sales price went up on that, and it did go up quite a bit actually. Now I'm pretty sure that next month we're not going to have that. Now I wish our next metric was looking a little bit better, but it's not. It is our inventory, which is basically the months of supply. How many months is it going to take for everyone to buy out if we have no new listings hit the market? Now this is basically the attrition rate. So right now, once again, all 4 of them are looking worse. So basically what's happening is because our inventory is increasing, our months of supply is increasing. And we'll get into inventory in just a moment because that's our 5th metric, but last month it went up significantly. Now there is actually some good news about this. The good news is that we're not even at pre-pandemic levels yet, but we're really, really close. What that means is that pre-pandemic, we were hitting this place of perfect equilibrium. The number of homes for sale versus the number of buyers and how long things sat on the market and how long the months of inventory would be was getting to that 5.5 to 6 month range. And right now, as you can see here, we have between 3.4 and 4.9 months. So we are not in a buyer's market just yet, but like I've been telling you, it surely feels like one because the sellers out there have to make compromises. So if you're a seller, just know that you have a lot more competition over and over. Every month it seems to be getting a little bit worse. Let's get into our 4th metric, which is the days on market from the list date to the date that you go under contract. Not the day you sell and actually close, but the day you go under contract. How long is this going to take? And surprisingly, things are looking a little bit better. It looks like everything improved except for Manatee condos, which only added 1 day. Does not really make a difference anyway. But thankfully, if you're going to be listing, then just know that it's going to take a little bit less time for you to go under contract if you're priced right. Now, let me tell you, this is the most important thing that you need to know about. You have to be priced properly. And I know most sellers usually want to overprice and just wait to see what happens. Unfortunately, in this market, that does not work. It worked 2.5, 3 years ago. Everyone was offering on every property over asking price. But now this is not the case at all. If you price it right, you can still have a multiple offer scenario though. I just saw my buddy Dave had a property listed and he got 39 offers. So it does happen still. Obviously, it was grossly underpriced. And lastly, let's get into the total active listings. Oh my gosh, I do not know what to say about this right here. We increased over 10% the total number of active listings. Just think about it. If we have 10% added every single month to our inventory, this is the number of homes available for sale, our numbers would compound and it would get huge. So I am really giving you a warning sign right now that if you're a seller, don't wait, just sell, just list it, get it done, get it over with, because the competition is increasing significantly. But there is a little bit of good news about this. Just a week ago, our effective interest rate for the borrowers, for the buyers, went down about 1%. And you know, that happened because the federal government released some numbers and everything looked good and the stock market rallied. And the banks out there are now expecting 6 interest rate declines in the next 18 months. So basically, we know that in the future, our interest rates are going to be lower. Now, frankly, in my opinion, every time the Fed says something, they do something different. So I'm not expecting 6. That's actually what I'm not expecting. I know that they're saying that they're going to do that, but it's probably not going to happen. And then the first one is probably going to be in the second half of 2024 as election season comes around and everyone's doing their campaigns, and you know, the Biden administration is probably going to want to look really good by decreasing those rates. But back to our active listings at the end of the month. In October, we had 6,710 listings. And at the end of November, we had 7,444. That is a 10.9% increase. It is just mind-boggling. It is not good if you're a seller because you have so much more competition. So now, what questions do you have about this market update? Just drop it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.